what y'all up to? Well, it's been an interesting week. I've been running. Kind of bites being the only one that can go do and pick up stuff and take care of stuff because nobody else is around because they're busy. I think something happened to my camera here. It doesn't seem like it wants to back up like it's supposed to, but anyway, yeah. I've got the 6-inch 350 back again, the dirt motor. Was getting ready to take it to the dyno, but unfortunately we're going to be turning into it because they came down to have, well, before we went to the dyno, I wanted to upgrade the oil pump just because this thing's got like 22 to 27 nights on it, give or take. And when I was racing about the 15th to 20th night, I started tearing them down and just go through them just to make sure. Well, I wanted to make sure this was okay before I went to the dyno. It's been a good motor for 2 years. So, well, as you can see, it's not low on oil. That is the oil pan out of it. Let me shed a little light. It's a little dark there. But yeah, there's the oil. Nice green stuff. And the oil filter somewhere else. But let's see if I can find how the heck to do this. Okay. Flashlight's not the best, but let's see if we can zoom in and see. Yeah, okay, let me get the flashlight. See all those filings there? They go from the cam bearing area. Oops, where'd you go? Okay. Too far back. Sorry. Okay, there you go. Now you can see them. There's filings, and then as I sit down today, not that the crank's all clean, there's a couple on the, let me zoom you guys back up. There's a couple that have showed up after the oil is drained off the crank. So, but yeah, right up there, there is filings, and if it's a bearing, I don't know what it is. I don't understand this. I've never ever seen that before in a motor. I mean, the bottom of the pistons and rods look like the day I took them out of the box 2 years ago. 3 years ago. So I talked to the guy and I'm like, yeah, you know, we gotta figure out where those filings come from. So that means I'm going to be doing a teardown now to find out if we got a cam bearing going. He did tell me though the last couple of times, the last race, there was some oiling. The numbers, when it was cold it was good. When it warmed up it started not to be so good. So I'm trying to find somewhere to set you guys. So yeah, we got that to tear into. Let's finish up that other 383. My 383 sitting here just chilling out. So yeah, and I'm not. And when I took the oil filter off, this had been setting long enough. You would think of chunks like that up in the block would have been in the oil filter, but nothing settled out on the oil filter. Well, here we'll go check. Okay, let's see. Well, that might stand corrected. Yeah, there are some sparklies there. I gotta get an oil filter cutter. So, yep. Good thing I had. The night I dropped the oil pan, I was kind of having issues seeing, and kind of good thing I did because I may have missed the filings in there. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. So I guess I'm going to get it on the engine stand and get the intake off, the rocker arms and all that, and lifters out, and see what shows up. Yeah, I've noticed I'm sorry for getting a little dark in here. I've got some burned out lights, I guess. They're giving up on me, so I got some more lights in town like those that I should bring out here and install. But yeah, dirt motor threw me a curve. I just wanted to change the oil pump and give it a good look over, and well, now we're going to really give it a good look over, because if the cam bearing started going, it's almost got to be a cam bearing is the only thing I can think, because I don't know. So well, we'll get that on the stand and get it tore into it and see what it is. Things to make you go, I got all the bolts out. You see this valve cover is ready to fall off, so I'll just take and lay that one off to the side. No weird signs of anything up there. And the intake is still sealed tight. So crack her loose. Because I got thinking, if this is a cam bearing issue in this thing, we might have pilings up there in the top. So I took a vacuum, vacuumed all this off, because in case I don't have to go clear down with it. We won't. Lifter valley is very, very clean. Smells a little gassy, but outside the intake is clean as a whistle. I mean, this motor is flashlight. There it is. This motor's not making any sense to me. Let's see what you guys are saying. I mean, there's guess maybe I'm being a little overcautious. Oh, what's back here? Oh. Yeah, the distributor gear is wearing good. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna get the vacuum. I see a couple of pieces of dirt. Oh, right there in the bolt hole. Maybe as you get down on that lifter, I want to clean those out and find something to put the lifters in, because I'm going to get the cam bearing out, because it's right there where the flashlight is. It's that cam bearing there where the filings are coming from. Not saying it's the cam bearing, but I want to know. Okay, well, the cam's been free as a bird, but I think I found a problem here. We got one lifter. Oops. You guys back up here. Back here in the back of the block. Has a alright. Well, as I was interrupted, I don't know why that was so hard to come out. I thought it was, well, it don't look like it's been rotating like it should. Now I got those out. Move you guys back and pull this cam out. I'm just Really interested on seeing. Yep. Lobe starting to go on the back of the camshaft. Oh yeah. Well, that sucks. The cam don't look as good as it did the last time. And either does the cam bearings. I can see the front one there is not looking happy. Let's see what's going on. Huh. It looks like the hey, it's center cam bearing starting to go. Why did that start going? Yeah, these do not look as good as last year's bearings, and they're the same bearings I used. But if we have an oiling issue, and yeah, that's where all the filings are coming from. Yeah. Well. Oh, and that harmonic balancer did not want to come off the end of this crankshaft. Wow. Well. Okay. In order to put cam bearings in, it's going to have to be tore down. Yeah, the second cam bearing's even, that middle cam bearing doesn't show signs that it's spun. Let's see what the cam looks like. Cam don't look like it, but the lobes are starting to round off on the cam, so oh yeah, that's not, but that damage could have come from a lack of oil too. I mean, there's no signs that, this has really baffled me, that it looks, the cam looks, the journals look good, no shots, no signs, it spins free, but I got cam bearing wear that I did not have on last year's set, and it's gritty. Ooh, oh yeah, something's. Well, irregardless, it's a complete teardown, as we got issues, and I'm really glad it didn't go to the dyno first. Yeah, I still gotta get the oil pump off, but knowing that the cam bearings need replaced, it's coming down and minimum everything getting washed. That is strange. And it looks like we're going to go with a new cam. Was not what I was expecting at this point. Can't roll it upside down because there's still a little bit of water or whatever you put in there in it. Now we'll be inspecting the oil pump, and hopefully we didn't do any damage to the crankshaft. Now I wish I wouldn't have broke my green tote. I put that under there. But I guess I'll get the heads off it. And yeah. I had a cam bearing failure. This is the first one in a long time. Interesting. Alright. Okay, we pulled the front main. I've seen worse. Bearing's doing its job. No abnormal wear. Nothing. Oh, there's something about the smell of race engine oil. Oh, yeah. Anyway, tops of the pistons really look good. Last year we got an even burn on them. We don't have any clean. I mean, got thinking that camshaft's got 35 nights on it, so for it to start wearing out, that is about normal. 30 nights of hard racing. 35 nights. But I guess as you tear down a motor, you need to kind of read what it's telling you. You got to pay attention to its signs. It's just kind of like what I just explained to my daughter, my oldest. Yes, Mason was kind of being a little hellion, and daughter hung up on me once. But just like this motor here, it's being my little hellion right now. First time I ever had anything show up like that in a motor. I'm glad he stopped running it, and I'm glad I did not go to the dyno, because this thing would have been smoked on the dyno. There wouldn't have been nothing left. Head gaskets look good. Just a little discoloration in the center, but after 22 to 25 nights this year alone, because everything was new this last year. And I called my daughter back after she had time to calm down, and started talking to her about Mason. Mason's having some issues at daycare, and I got her to, I said, you need to pay attention to what Mason's trying to tell you, because he's kind of revolting a little. And she goes, now that you say that, some days when he's at daycares, there's only him and 2 or 3 others. And today there was him and about 23 others, and he really acted out. And I said, so you got to kind of got to read what your kids are doing, pay attention to what's going on around them, and pay attention to what's changed. As for what happened with this motor here, I am still trying to figure it out. What changed with this motor to give its issue? I'm still suspecting oil pump. I haven't taken it off yet, but there's an issue. And also too, he took a very hard hit into the wall last year. So I'm going to get this block cleaned, washed up and dried, and I'm going to use I'm going to get it crack checked to make sure that that impact wasn't, because he tore up some stuff after that. I mean, there were some issues, and I don't know if what happened with this motor started before or after he got put into the wall hard. I mean, so hard when he hit the wall, the concrete turned into powder that scraped off by the rims. I mean, there was just like a dust cloud instant. He hit the wall hard. Now, I had a motor years ago that a buddy of mine was driving. He hit the wall hard, and we ended up splitting the block down the middle because he, anyway. But this didn't lose any water. There's no signs of water in the oil or nothing. So, but I gotta figure out why. So I gotta continue to read the bearings as they come out. And right now, the main bearing was telling me it couldn't have been too much of a oiling issue because the front main is the last part of the motor to get the oil. If it was a real bad oily issue, that front main should have been chewed up, and it's not. I don't know. I just gotta continue to read it. Well, I'm running out of time for today, and I like the camshaft. I don't understand how that cam bearing, if that cam bearing is as chewed up, what it looks like looking in there. Can't understand why the cam doesn't have damage to it. I mean, at first I thought the cam was tight to turn, and well, after I unloaded the valve train, which took off the rocker arms and push rods and all that, then it had the little bit of slop that's in timing chain for 25 nights of being beat on. Yeah, there's just going to be a little bit of slop, not enough to warrant replacing the chain yet, but it's spun free. So I don't know. One of those things. I mean, it just don't make sense. So, but yeah, I mean, you can simply just tear a motor down and take it to the machine shop and have it cleaned up and that, but if you do that, you miss the story that the motor is trying to tell you, to let you know, oh, should we be looking into this because this happened? I mean, as you take everything apart on a motor, it's going to tell you a story. And it's going to talk to you. You just got to learn how to listen to it. It's like your children sometimes. They talk to you. They don't know how to explain it, but they show it in other ways. So, I guess sometime this weekend I'll finish. I gotta find another plastic tote or something to put under that. My pet peeve as I've gotten older is I cannot stand oil and water or whatever he's got in there on the floor. I guess I'm getting OCD about getting that crap on the floor. So I guess get that down, get the crank out of it, the pistons out of it. I mean, I'm happy with the burn pattern on top of the pistons. It's a lot better than last year or 2 years ago when it got overheated. At least the burn pattern is consistent across the heads. We'll get that apart because the only way you can do the cam bearings is you got to have the crank out of it to get to it, and otherwise you don't know where the cam bearings are. So it's going to be interesting to see what we find with that center cam bearing. And I did take a long screwdriver, stuck it down in the block to make sure the bearing wasn't loose, that it spun in its bore. It didn't do that. So I just don't understand. No damage to the center cam journal, but you can tell it looks like a bearing failure issue. So you never know. It's got a story to tell, and we're going to keep reading the story and keep talking to it. So anyway, stay tuned. I guess we're going to no, I'll have to talk to the guy, and I think we're just going to go ahead and get the new cam and lifters I've talked about to him for this year, and I guess that way we'll go to the dyno and know what it's going to be ready for this year. Instead of, I would have liked to seen what it was before, but with the filings coming out, that was a no-go. So inadvertently, we just saved that thing. So, I mean, all the ARP bolts and everything that's in it, looking good. I'm happy with it. Like I said, when I ran my motors, about 15 to 20 nights, I was either pulling them out, putting another one in, because at the time I had plenty, or we were pulling them out, tearing them down, rebuilding them overnight, and putting them back together. So stay tuned. We'll see what the rest of the story is on this thing. So thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay blessed.